Jacob and Evie Frye, the gangster and the strategist. If you've been paying attention to the Assassin's Creed series as of late, then you'll no doubt have heard of Jacob and Evie Frye, the twin brother-sister stars of the recently released Assassin's Creed Syndicate. This duo has quite a bit riding on them. Coming hot on the heels of the previous year's arguably lackluster Assassin's Creed Unity, and the less lackluster Assassin's Creed Rogue, Jacob and Evie are coming in at a strange time to say the least. They're stuck going up against the quickly growing cast of assassins that act as the series' many protagonists. But they also have to shoulder the weight of being the first two in the series to have a dual role as main character. And that's saying nothing about the actual game itself. Assassin's Creed Syndicate has the even bigger job of redeeming the entire series, as over the years it's slowly begun to fall out of favor with the general public. Only time will tell if it'll be able to do that, but I don't want to delve too much into the politics of it here. So instead, let's talk about a bit of a lighter topic. Who are Jacob and Evie Frye, and how do they fit into the story of Assassin's Creed Syndicate? Well, Assassin's Creed Syndicate starts off on a high note, with Jacob and Evie already fully geared up as assassins. The story begins with the twins setting off for a couple of missions in Crawley, England. Jacob conducts a mission in Croydon to take down a place known as Ferris Ironworks by killing the head of the factory, while Evie, on the other hand, is tasked with investigating a research laboratory run by the Templars, the assassins' sworn enemies. Evie infiltrates the laboratory, only to find that the Templars are conducting experiments on a piece of Eden, a powerful artifact from a precursor race known as the First Civilization. She kills the researcher in charge of the experiments, but she's too late as the tests they were conducting make the piece go haywire, causing it to self-destruct and take the entire building with it. She makes a quick escape and returns to inform her brother that the Templars had a piece of Eden, but that she failed to retrieve it. Feeling as though they aren't really getting anywhere in their struggle, the twins begin to grow restless and decide to set off for London, against their late assassin father's better judgment. Only problem is, London is currently under the control of a very powerful Templar syndicate, run by a man named Crawford Starrick. His group is said to have their hands in almost every leg of society, which, as you'd imagine, puts the assassins at a huge disadvantage when it comes to maintaining a presence in the area. But either way, the twins set their sights on London and begin planning their next moves. Once they arrive, Jacob decides to start up a gang called the Rooks, in order to aid in the assassins' missions, much to the dismay of Evie, while she, on the other hand, decides to take a more proactive approach, and begins trying to locate another piece of Eden within London itself. This kicks off the story that leads the twins into many misadventures together and chronicles their rise to power in London, and likewise the Assassin Order. So now that we've got the basic idea of how the story starts up, it's time to delve a little deeper into the twins themselves. Let's start with Evie. Evie is the more sensible of the two. She always seems to have a plan and knows how to put that plan into action. Like I said earlier, she's a strategist. Jacob, on the other hand, is rash, foolhardy, and just kind of a dick. This is shown through the way he runs headfirst into fighting the Templar at a street level with his gang, and shrugs off any semblance of overarching strategy. They both have big plans though, and are like two sides of the same coin, which is the reason they continue to stick together and work so well within the context of the story. They complement each other perfectly, and their deep connection to one another is what keeps them going and pushes them forward, even if they sometimes don't see eye to eye. And by sometimes I mean most of the time. But they get even more interesting when you look at what each of them represent in terms of gameplay. Jacob and Evie both fall into different archetypes, and each represent a different playstyle for the Assassin's Creed series. Jacob is the more action-oriented fighter, similar to a brawler or a less stealthy rogue class, while Evie represents a more sneaky thief-like style of gameplay. Each of these styles work very well within the setting of the game, and provide interesting new twists on the series' iconic gameplay. The best part about the different playstyles though is that it complements each of their personalities perfectly, which cements the tone of each character overall and creates a strong duality between the twins that hasn't been achieved in any Assassin's Creed game up to this point. So it's safe to say they're a bit of a special case when it comes to the Assassin's Creed protagonists. But really, that's all I can say for Jacob and Evie Frye. The two aren't exactly the most in-depth characters in the franchise, but then again, they don't necessarily need to be. The way they're set up in the game doesn't really require them to be bogged down with a deep winding backstory like some other characters. And to be fair, the game probably gains more from their simplicity than it loses, because the experience is kinda already jam-packed as it is. And that's why I found them so intriguing and wanted to cover them. All in all though, they fit really well, both stylistically and gameplay-wise within the world. And I couldn't imagine any other two characters headlining the latest installment of Assassin's Creed. But anyway, that's about all there is for this video. So if you enjoyed it, please give it a like, and if you want to say things to me that are nice or maybe not so nice, just put it in the comments down below. Also, hit that subscribe button if you want to see every new video I upload right when it comes out of the factory. It's hot off the presses. I promise I won't spam your subscriptions box with live streams and the such. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.